Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I'm going to be doing the About Me Booktube tag. Now, this is one of those that I'm really not sure if I've done before. I feel like I have done it, but I went back and I checked through all my videos, and I've got all my videos separated by playlists. So, like for tags, I went through all my tag videos. I didn't see anything like this, and I did see the Booktube newbie tag. I'm like, okay, I've done that one. I can't do it again. I'm not a newbie anymore. But anyway, I can't remember where I saw this one originally, but I thought, hey, you know what? This sounds like a fun tag to do. And it's been a couple of days or so since I've actually done a video. The last video I did was, of course, the top 10 underrated horror films with Sion Das, and that was a few days ago or so. And so it's just one of those things where I feel like I haven't done a video in a while, and I don't know why that is, because a day or two is not that long a period of time. But anyway, I decided I would go ahead and do this one. And I am rambling and ranting and everything else, and I apologize for that. It's hot in here. I don't have the cooler on, and my fan makes a horrible noise, so it's a little bit hot in here. But I'll try not to sweat while I'm on camera, because that's just like really gross or something like that. Anyway, so the first question is, what do you study? What is your job? I don't study anything. I work as a security guard. I've been doing it for the last 20 years or so, or more. I guard everything from hotels to hospitals. I've guarded construction sites. Just wherever they put me is what I do. So sometimes I deal with people, other times I don't. I prefer not dealing with people, just because I just don't like dealing with people very much, which is ironic considering the type of job that I am in. So yes, I am a security guard, and a good one. Number 2, what is your favorite social media channel? That would have to be, besides YouTube, it would have to be Instagram. I used to like Facebook, but then Facebook got way too political. You couldn't go anywhere, and I don't want to get political. I am not political. I hate politics. I hate it with a passion, okay? But it's so ridiculous that you can't make a comment on anything without somebody trying to turn it into something political, all right? You know, what's your favorite color? Democrat or whatever, you know. It's like, really? Okay, stupid, all right? That's why I don't like Facebook anymore. I very rarely use it, okay? Instagram I like. I can post my photos on there. I get to meet different people, especially in the BookTube community. So that's a lot of fun, you know, and it's great. It's a whole lot more fun than Facebook will ever be, or could ever hope to be, all right? Number 3, if you had another channel, what would it be about? It did have another channel at one time. It was a music channel, and it didn't do too well. I didn't really know what I was doing, so that's why I post my music stuff on here about once a month. I would do one based on with movies or something like that, which I also do that here once a month, my horror movie collection. So I guess between those two would probably be either something on music or movies, but I'd do a little more research into how to be successful with it. You know, maybe watch some other YouTube music channels and things like that, or YouTube movie channels, and kind of get a few pointers that way. Which is exactly what I do with the BookTube stuff too. You know, I watched other BookTubers until I said, hey, I think I can do this, and I'm doing it. So there you go. All right. Number 4, do you play any instruments? No, I don't. I would love to. As much as I love music, you would think that I would know how to play an instrument, but I cannot. I'm terrible at an instrument. I love the sound of guitar. I love the sound of piano. I love the sound of drums, things like that. The basic stuff. I absolutely love that. One of my favorite songs of all time is Led Zeppelin's When the Levee Breaks, and that beginning drums in that is just absolutely fantastic to me. It is one of those songs that I would just like to hook up to just about every speaker in this world and just play it at full volume. Just let it blast all over the world. That's how much I love that song. So it really disappoints me as far as myself is concerned that I cannot play a musical instrument. You know? So yeah, no, I don't play an instrument. Number 5, what hobbies do you have other than reading? I love to play board games. One of my favorite board games is Eldritch Horror. And I've got another one here. I don't have it down here. Fury of Dracula, Arkham Horror, 3rd edition. I've got one. Let's see, where is it? Right here. Letters from Whitechapel. I have a lot of fun with these games. However, it used to be that I would go to this place called on Tuesdays, I used to meet up with a friend of mine at this place called Otto's Video Games and More here in Bakersfield, and we would play for about 3 hours, and we just had a blast. But now, of course, with the whole COVID thing, that is really impossible. So one thing I do like about a lot of these games, like Eldritch Horror, Arkham Horror, Cthulhu Death May Die, is that you can play them as one player. So I, do have the opportunity to play with myself. If I can't find somebody else to play with. Okay, so yeah, I love board games, and of course I love collecting movies and books and stuff. So yeah, I mean, if you count those as hobbies, I don't know. Favorite TV shows. Okay, so favorite TV shows. I don't have cable. So I don't usually. Not usually up on the new stuff that's out. My wife and I like to watch we like to watch Better Call Saul. We like to watch shows like the DC comic shows like Supergirl, Green Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and shows like that. We just got started watching a show the other day called Hannah, and we're really enjoying that one. I think it's fantastic so far. Probably my favorite show of the last for a long time has been The Haunting of Hill House. I cannot wait for part 2 to come out. The Haunting of Bly Manor, which of course is based on The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. It's got some of the recurring actors from the Haunting of Hill House series. Also director and creator of the Haunting of Hill House series, Mike Flanagan. He is involved in it. I don't think he's directing every episode, which is kind of a disappointment, but that's okay because I know he's going to find somebody that can direct the show just as well and write the show just as well as he did with The Haunting of Hill House. So yeah, those are some of my favorite TV shows. Number 7, what got you into reading? You know what? I think what got me into reading was probably like the Scholastic book club and things like that, because I remember my teacher used to come around and she'd give us this little catalog, like that size catalog, and I started looking at things, and the first book I ordered, or the first large book I ordered that didn't have pictures in it, was Dracula by, of course, Bram Stoker. And so that kind of set me off on wanting to read horror, and horror is pretty much what I read. That is my exclusive. I do occasionally read a rock and roll biography. Occasionally I might read true crime, but basically horror is my passion. Horror is my mistress, if you want to say it that way. So yeah, probably Scholastic Book Club got me into it. The reason I say that is because when I was a little boy, we used to exchange presents, and one day I was opening up all my presents, and I got this little flat-looking gift. I opened it up, and it was a copy of Dr. Dolittle, and I just went, it's just a book, and I went, threw it across the room. So you would think after that I wouldn't be a reader. I am a reader, so that's how I got into reading. Okay, cool. What are your favorite and least favorite genres? My favorite genre, I just mentioned it, horror. I love horror. I love haunted house horror. I love werewolf fiction, vampire fiction, cosmic horror. There's usually something in just about any genre that I can find to love. The only one I don't really like is medical thrillers and medical horror. But then again, there's also probably something in that I'm going to enjoy also. My least favorite has got to be romance, and after that followed by, and I know he's not a genre, but it seems like he thinks he is unto himself, is James Patterson. I don't like James Patterson. I don't like his books. I read 3 of his books. After a while, they all sound the exact same, and he just bores me, And he's written in so many different genres. That's why I say that he is a genre all to himself. And if you go to Barnes & Noble and talk to them about him, they can't stand him because they get sick and tired of he's got this deal going on with Barnes & Noble where he gets all his stuff put out front, and they have to switch everything around every time he brings out a book. And it seems like he puts out a book like once a week or every 2 weeks or something like that. So yeah, favorite genre, horror. Least favorite genre, romance, and James Patterson. And I'm probably going to piss off a lot of James Patterson fans, but hey, I apologize. He's just not for me, okay? So yeah. Let's see. What books define your childhood? Wow, I have no idea. I know a lot of people say that they grew up on reading Goosebumps. They grew up reading like Fear Street and things like that. I was already well past that age to enjoy those. And yes, I know there's a lot of booktubers out here that are adults and they still read these books. They get a lot of fun out of them. I have just never read them myself, so I really don't have an answer for that question. And the phone that I have my questions on is about to die, and luckily I'm getting into my last question. So my last question is number 10. Tell me one interesting fact about yourself. Wow, I don't know. I have always thought of myself as not being a very interesting person. So, I don't like crowds. I get super anxious in really large crowds, especially like with a lot of loud noise. Especially like if you go to Walmart or Target or something like that. Especially Walmart, you will not get me in a Walmart on around Christmas time. It's not gonna happen. Because if you do, I'm probably going to have an anxiety attack or a panic attack. I don't know, that's probably not an interesting fact about me, though. That's probably not interesting. Wow, I'm trying to think. I don't have a lot of hobbies. I'm not very talented. I mean, I can't draw. I'm terrible at drawing, you know. I do like to write short stories, but it takes me a long time to get one written because it takes me a long time to get the gist of an idea out. So that's one thing I like to do. I guess you could say that's a little bit interesting. I've written one short story that I used to have published on my blog when I had a blog a long time ago. That was a story about a little person or midget, whatever you want to say. I'm not trying to be politically incorrect, but it was about a little person who gets bitten by a werewolf and becomes a were-terrier. And instead of invoking fear in the hearts of everyone that he tries to attack, everybody thinks he's cute and tries to pick him up. So that was one story that I wrote. And then I wrote a poem called I Saw a Werewolf Today. And that was about a guy that he's saying, I saw a werewolf today. He tells about how it looked in the moonlight, how it was reacting and everything. And then he says, at the end, I saw a werewolf today. I shall not see one tomorrow. So that's it. So anyway, that is the About Me Booktuber tag. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Like I said, this was really off the cuff, which is probably why I'm a little bit more relaxed than I usually am. So yeah, that's it. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great working week. And stay safe out there. Bye.